there's my kitty, and his name is Kitty. Shocker. Okay, I have been working out in the garden. I didn't bring y'all along yesterday. It is a mess, but I've been pulling weeds out of the beds, and I have killed ant beds. The way I killed ant beds that was in the garden beds is by boiling water. I just did several pots of boiling water and came out here and poured on them. To me, that's the easiest way to get rid of them without, you don't want to put any kind of pesticide, insecticide in your soil. There's other, safer ways to do it, but I had that on hand. I had pots and I had water and I had a stove to heat it up on, so that worked. Now, got a lot of weed eating to do around these beds, and for me to put down some cardboard from over the fall and winter, and Chris is going to get out here and weed eat for me at some point, but there's just a lot of weed eating to do, so y'all ignore that. This is my pile of pulling up stuff out, and then I've got my garden soil back here, and it has grown all up, so I told Chris he's going to have to weed eat all around this mess before I go out there because I'm scared of snakes. Yes, I'm country and I'm scared of snakes. But anyway, so after church today, we went to Home Depot and I picked up some already planted plant starts that I'm going to plant today. But I'm going to show you what I did yesterday. Wasn't a whole lot, but I'll just show you. Okay, starting here in this pot, this I had my lantana in last year, and it was so beautiful, and I had my fingers crossed that it would survive the winter. However, it didn't. So I'm sad about that. But in here I have just got I think it's a wildflower and patience mix to go in here as a pollinator. In here, in this little red pot over here that I had a tomato in last year, I planted some zinnia seeds. And this pot right here, these are my Jacob cattle beans that I had started inside, and they were looking bad, so I went ahead and got these out and stuck them in the ground, giving them a good dose of water. And then the rest of the bed I planted the Jacob cattle beans, just the beans. These germinated so fast, so quick, that I think direct sowing them is the way to go. So the rest of this bed is with Jacob cattle beans. In this messy bed, like I said, ignore all the weeds and stuff. It needs to be weed-eated. I've got celery and carrot seeds planted. I've never been successful with a big celery crop or carrots, so we're giving it another go. So in this bed, I've got celery seeds on this side, carrot seeds on that side. So we'll see how that goes. In this grow bag, which I had planted potatoes and then a section of sweet potatoes that didn't do good in this bag. But I have got seed potatoes, russet Irish potatoes in this bag. I had ordered some seed potatoes and just cut them up where the eyes were and planted them in here. Yes, weed eating needs to be done. It's embarrassing showing this. Okay, and Chris is going to build me some beds out of some tin that we have eventually. But I was going to show you out here in our front yard. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in on it, where we have the cows, and let me see, this is the fence line. So I think that right in front of that fence line, not touching the fence line because the cows can get to it, I'm going to have him set up as a very level spot, some new beds over there, because we have water ran out there to that tub that's right there, and so it'd be very easy for me to water the garden out there. But today I'm going to work in this bed with these starts that I got. Most of them are herbs. I've got celery, cilantro, oregano, dill, chives, thyme, and rosemary. these are two yellow squash varieties here, and a butternut squash, which I've got butternut squash seeds that I'm going to hopefully plant in the new beds. And I've got a couple of sweet peppers right here, but I'm going to plant out the sweet peppers that I had started inside in the bed next to it. But for right now, I'm going to work on this bed, planting the herbs. And I don't know, hey, I don't know where my little shovel is. I've got to get all my gardening stuff together. But I do have an old trusty big boy. So let me get down here. My knees can handle it. This is cilantro. Now, Chris is not a big fan of cilantro, but I like it. And then this is the parsley. This is the curly leaf parsley. I don't think I'm going to be able to squat and dig. I gotta find my little shovel. Woo-wee! This is what you like to see right here. Is a worm. That means your soil's doing good. So we like that. Okay, so I've got curly leaf parsley and cilantro right next to each other. And I'm telling y'all what I'm planting, so it kind of gives me a video diary that I can look back on. And help me. This is the, well, my little thing's gone. I believe this was the oregano. So I'm going to continue, I'm going to continue planting these out. Then I'm going to go get my peppers. I've got them sunning out on the back deck. Get those out and plant in this second bed over here. Yeah, that's the plan. Looky here, looky here. Zoom in. We have a garden bed, a big garden bed. Chris finally worked on it. I shouldn't say finally, he worked on it last week. He got it built and he's putting up some support posts right now. He's gotten the backhoe and he's filled it up with some bark mulch that we've had for a while. And then we're gonna get busy. I'm so excited.
snake in there.
Huh?
Snake.
Really? What kind is it? Huh?
I don't know what kind it is. Probably a little rattlesnake.
Look at me identifying snake.
Uh-huh.
I am snake identified. Where'd he go? That was in our pool one time.
Right here.
Huh?
Right here.
And I identified it on Google. Okay. Got it filled. As much as we want it filled, I guess, at this point. And then he's going to go get something to pick up our yellow bag soil because it's heavy and I don't want to make 100 trips back and forth to it. So he's going to bring it over here. And so this is how it looks. Just a few minutes ago, he was raking and he said, "Here's a snake." Anyway, he plopped it out right here and I can't find it now. I should have ran over there and got the camera. It was a little ring snake. Had a ring around its head, or right below his head. So those are not venomous. And we let him go. Now I've said before, I am terrified of snakes. But if I can identify it as a non-venomous snake, then, you know, go on, buddy. Have a good life. But a rattlesnake or anything like that, that's what he said when he dumped it out. He says, maybe a ground rattler. I knew looking at it, it was too shiny. Oh, I wish I had gotten a picture of them. They're so pretty. They are. This one was a really light gray, shiny, and had a yellow ring right below, right behind his head that goes around like a necklace. But I guess he tootled on. Okay, so he's going to go get the dirt. Whew. We're out here early in the morning, but it has gotten hot. Okay, one thing, I'll just go ahead and say this, and I did not know that he was going to go and get the mulch to fill it in. I had collected cardboard boxes and even brought back some for my son and daughter-in-laws the other day because I was going to line the bottom with cardboard boxes as a weed barrier, and he had already started putting in the mulch before I got that down. So I don't know what our weed situation is going to be, but it's okay. He didn't know. He did not know. He's attaching chains to the backhoe to go and pick up that bag. So we'll follow him over there and see what he does.
Come around over here, dummy.
Oh, he loves to ride.
Come to the other side.
Now the other side, Cash. Oh. Oh, he did it. Oh, and I missed it.
You're going to have to move from right there, Slick. Over there.
He loves to ride on anything. Okay, back out here to my garden area. He hasn't weeded it yet, but I'll coax him into doing that today. And this is the yellow bags that we bought last year of garden soil. He's bringing over some topsoil that he had a pile of over there. I really don't like the topsoil that he gets. I mean, it's topsoil, but it does have some weedy stuff in it. So anyway, he's gonna put it on this end and then the other end, and then we're gonna top it with this compost soil. Alright, let's start planting, shall we? I've got these. Some I've started, some I have bought. And I think we're going to do tomatoes on this end. Is what I think. I could not find my little shovel, my little hand shovel. I don't know what happened to that, unless that old pumpkin decided to do something with it, which is a good possibility. I'm just going to dig holes with this, and this works pretty good. This is a spatula that I don't use. It was tucked in a drawer. I don't know when the last time I used it was. Okay. And I've got some of this compost that I started my seeds with, and I am going to put some of that down in it. This is a Big Mama. I'm going to take these bottom leaves off. They don't look very nice. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. I need a little chair or something. I'm going to go about 12 inches. This is a Roma. Okay, over here on that edge, I'm going to plant 2 straight neck squashes and 1 butternut squash. start planting, shall we? I've got these that some I've started, some I have bought, and I think we're going to do tomatoes on this end, is what I think. I could not find my little shovel, my little hand shovel. I don't know what happened to that, unless that old pumpkin decided to do something with it, which is a good possibility. I'm just going to dig holes with this, and this works pretty good. This is a spatula that I don't use. It was tucked in a drawer. I don't know when the last time I used it was. Okay. And I've got some of this compost that I started my seeds with, and I am going to put some of that down in it. This is a Big Mama. I'm going to take these bottom leaves off. They don't look very nice. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. I need a little chair or something. I'm going to go about 12 inches. This is a Roma. Amish paste. This one's a double, so I'll have to break it apart. Amish paste. I think those might be too close. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, over here on that edge, I'm going to plant 2 straight neck squashes and 1 butternut squash. Welcome back. Well, you probably didn't notice the difference, but this is another day than when we was out here doing this. It's a beautiful day. I mean, look at the blue skies. It's just a tad bit, it's got a little chill in the air, but the sunshine feels wonderful. I'll show you here in my yard. We have got lilies, bulbs I planted years ago. This whole area right here was a flower bed, and then my husband decided to take down the borders, and we've got a few left that we think that we're going to transplant, but I don't know. This has come up and we don't know what it is. I have no idea. I need to identify the tree. I think years ago I had planted a fire bush here, but this is kind of growing into like a tree, not a bush. I think this is the fire bush that I had planted. And then we have daylilies. These were some from his grandmother's house that we transplanted here. And then right here is a tiger lily that we also transplanted. We had that one, and we had two more over here in a bald spot that didn't ever come back, but that one still has. And that was his grandmother, so we kind of want to keep it around. This is my destructive dog, Pumpkin. There goes Cash running. I don't know if you can see Maybelline right there. That's our three dogs. I have a cat that's somewhere. So we're walking to the bed that we put up that Chris made, that we filled up the other day. And I'll show you what I have planted in here so far. Got some space in the middle. I think I'm just going to do some marigolds. Okay, so on this end right here we have tomato plants. This one right here, my big head's in the way, is a Big Mama slicing tomato. And then the rest of these, I just found these three cages that I put in here. The rest of these are paste tomatoes. Romas are Amish paste tomatoes for sauce making. Here we have different varieties of sweet peppers. I've got bell peppers. Mostly they're bell peppers. Yeah, mostly they're different color bell peppers. This one is a pepper sweet, great stuffing pepper. Okay, don't you get in that bed. You're about to see a cat get a whooping. Y'all want to see a cat get a whooping? And then over here I've got two yellow straight neck squashes and one butternut squash. And around the perimeter, all the way there, and there, I have planted onions. Yellow onions. So we'll see how those do. So I've got kind of like the middle in this area to still plant out. Got to decide what to do. So I'm going to take you over there to my little garden bed place, and see how that's doing. That's it, kitty kitty. You better come over here with me, not get in there. Over here still needs to be worked. These bags need some more soil put in it, straightened up. This bed became a disaster over the winter. Ant beds, I don't know if you can see the red. Ant beds took over this. I feel certain they're probably about dead because I poured boiling water on there, so I think their little antibodies must have killed them with the hot water. That's sad to say, but hey. So I got to work this bed. I've got to work this bed. This is full of weeds. I've got to work this bed. Those are just weeds in there. This bed is my hot peppers. I've got jalapenos mostly in here. And then this one, what was this one? This is a hot big guy hybrid pepper. But anyway, he's going to be hot. And I think the rest of them are just jalapenos that I had started. Over here is my herbs. Herby. I took y'all along with me when I planted these. I just added this one. This is a stevia plant. So I thought we'd see how that does. I I've never grown a stevia plant. Here is my potatoes. And I've got one coming up right there. Oh, there's another one. And yes, the weeds are still around here. Chris decided that, well, we haven't had a weed whacker in a long time, and he always borrowed his dad's, but he decided he wanted to get a new one, and we went shopping yesterday at Ace Hardware to find him one, and he was undecided, so he's got to research and find out which one he wants. So these are going to look pitiful until we get a weed whacker. I don't know why he don't go and borrow his dad's, but he doesn't. These are the Jacob cattle beans. They were looking very puny. The leaves were really just drying up on these, which I guess I can take out. Here's one that's come up. Planted the rest of it in as a weed. The rest of them. There's one coming up. So we'll see how those do. This was my zinnias, I think. I'll have to look back. But I'm not seeing any activity going on in here. And this was the basil, I believe, and there's lots of little growth there. If I don't see nothing on these zinnias in a few days, I'll replant that. This was where we did the carrots and the celery. A dog got in there, dug it all up to lay in. So I think I'm gonna have to regroup this bed and do something else with it. Animals, animals, and animals. Whew. My baby rose bushes are in full bloom. I love them. They have different, it's white and pink. Some are variegated, some are just pink. Some are pink with a yellow center. I just love them. They have, okay, so this is my back area. And over here is some dirt. It's some dirt. It's some clay dirt. Very rocky. Chris swears this is good dirt. So we will see. His plans are, underneath that tarp is some solid lumber. His plans is to put a barn out here. So I really wanted to set up my garden beds right in here. It's level, it's, you know, it's not grassy. But he didn't want garden beds put here when he's gonna have a barn built right there. So he keeps me from messing with this area. But he decided he wanted to plant watermelons. So right down in there, he planted watermelons. Right through here, starting where the cat is, all the way down, I planted my winter squash pumpkin seeds. I don't know if they're gonna take. It's very rocky, it's very clay. I didn't do nothing but dig a hole and stick the seed in. So I just don't know what it's gonna do. I have no idea if it's gonna make or not. But in one of those beds that I need to work, I'm gonna plant some more winter squash. Say hey, Pumpkin. Maybelline. Hey, baby girl. She's my old dog. And then, of course, Kitty. And y'all know Cash. If you don't, he's my poodle that stays inside mostly. He's my baby. Okay, so, sun's in a weird spot. Ooh, I can't take that. Let's go around here this way. It'll probably make me dark. I'll go this way. But anyway, that wraps up my garden video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions, let me know. And we'll follow it along and see if we get something. I hope we do. I love summertime and going to the garden and getting fresh stuff out of it. So, I'll keep y'all updated when stuff starts growing and what else I do, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.